So we are now at the second part of our discussion about journalizing. So in this part, we will be talking about rules or the rules in journalizing, and we will also journalize some sample transactions. So dito, ang ginamit ko ding transactions ay yung ginamit natin sa accounting equation. So nilagay ko na sa taas yung analysis niya kung ano yung mga accounts na naapektuhan. So, for this transaction, Mr. Andy dito used 300,000 of his savings as initial capital for his tour and travel agency. He also invested 2 of his personal cars worth 1 million. So, yung analysis natin dito, yung assets, nadagdagan yung cash, 300,000 and cars, 1 million. And then owner's equity, nadagdagan yung capital, 1,300,000. So, as I have said earlier, gagamitin pa rin natin yung ginamit nating label dun sa accounting equation. Yung lahat ng assets, dun pa rin natin isusulat sa kaliwa at yung liabilities at owner's equity accounts, dun pa rin natin isusulat sa kanan. Okay? So, we have two assets which are affected by the transactions. Cash, 300,000 and cars, 1 million. So, pareho silang nadagdagan. So, since they are assets, we will write them on the left side. On the other hand, capital, which is an owner's equity account, will be written at the right side. So, using our new label, 'di ba? Nilabelan na natin siya as debit and credit. So base dito sa ating analysis, ang ating entry, ide-debit natin yung cash for 300,000, debit cars 1 million, and credit dito capital 1,300,000. So the journal entry appears here. Ayan. So kita natin naka-debit yung cash and cars. So 300,000 for cash, 300,000 1 million rather for cars, and then naka-credit yung dito capital. So using this example, I will discuss the rules in journal entries. So debits are written first. So sila yung unang sinusulat, followed by the credits, pero yung credit naka-indent. So kita natin yung dito capital nakapasok, hindi siya kapantay nung cash and cars. And then another inviolable rule. Okay? So hindi po ito pwedeng malabag. Dapat po yung total ng ating debit ay equal sa total ng ating credit. So in our example here, meron tayong dalawang debit na pag inad is 1,300,000. And then meron tayong nag-iisang credit na 1,300,000. So the totals are equal. So hindi po yan dapat ma-violate yung mga rules na yan, ha? Yang dapat laging inuuna sa pagsusulat ang debit, yung credit nakapasok, and then yung total ng debit at credit ay dapat equal. So let's have another transaction. Please read silently yung nasa taas. So ayan. So as I have said, meron tayong transaction, nilagay ko na din yung analysis niya. Okay, so ang analysis niya, madadagdagan daw yung prepaid rent ng 150,000, mababawasan naman yung cash ng 150,000. So they are both assets. Kaya isusulat natin sila pareho dito sa kaliwang side ng ating T account. So the notable fact dito sa ating transaction, meron tayong isang negative number na nasa left side. 'Di ba? Yung cash. 'Di ba? Ayan. So, dilabelan natin siya as negative debit. So, pag meron kang negative debit, isusulat mo siya as a credit sa journal entry. Kaya ang entry natin dito is debit prepaid rent 150,000 and credit cash 150,000, which appears dito. Ayan. So, ayan, nakadebit po yung prepaid rent, 150,000, and credit cash, 150,000. So, meron pa po tayong ilang rules na dapat matutunan. So, isa dyan ay a blank line separates two entries to indicate two separate transactions. So, lagi po tayong mag-iiwan ng blank line in between entries. Kahit pa po pareho sila ng date. Kahit pareho ng date, kung magkaibang transaction, they must be separately entered in the journal. So, ayan, magkaiba sila ng entry kahit pareho ng date. At may blank line in between. Another, yung pong month, hindi na po natin uulitin if we are on the same page. So, the month is not repeated unless there is a change in month or page. So, mauulit lang po yung pagsusulat ng month kung una, merong change sa month. Naging November at the middle of the page. So, sulat mo yung November. At saka, isusulat mo rin yung month kapag nasa bago kang page sa taas. Okay? Pag nagbago ka ng page sa journal. Let's have another transaction. Please read silently yung nasa taas. Okay, so meron po tayong dalawang asset na naapektuhan. Yung equipment, madadagdagan ng 100,000, samantalang yung cash, mababawasan ng 40,000. Pareho po natin silang isusulat sa left side ng ating T account. Kasi di ba ang tawag natin dyan is the asset side, yung left side. So since pareho silang asset, yung equipment at cash, doon natin sila pareho isusulat. Liabilities naman ay madadagdagan ng 60,000, yung notes payable. So, yung liability side, yung right side. So, doon natin siya isusulat. So, again, ang total niyan is 60,000. So, balance yan. So, ngayon, meron na naman tayong negative debit, yung cash. Diba? Sa debit side siya nakalagay, sa left side, pero naka-parenthesis siya, which means negative. So again, isusulat natin siya as credit. Kaya naman, ang entry natin para sa transaction na to, debit equipment, 100,000, credit cash, 40,000, and credit notes payable, 60,000, which appears here. Ayan. So, debit equipment, 100,000, credit cash, 40,000, and credit notes payable, 60,000. Next transaction. Okay. So, dito sa ating transaction na to, meron tayong isang asset na naapektuhan. Yung cash, madadagdagan ng 80,000. So, yung asset side natin, yung left side, kaya doon natin isusulat si cash. Sa owner's equity naman, isusulat ito sa right side kasi ngayon yung owner's equity side, meron tayong service revenue na 80,000. And as I have said in our previous discussion, ang service revenue, lagi siyang makakadagdag sa owner's equity. Kaya lagi siyang positive pag isinulat dito sa right side. So our entry is therefore debit cash 80,000, credit service revenue 80,000. The entry appears on the next slide. Ayan. Next transaction, please read silently yung nasa taas. So, ayan. Ang analysis natin, mababawasan yung cash ng 5,000. So, since yung cash ay asset, doon natin siya isusulat sa asset side ng T account, which is the left side. So, cash, negative 5,000. And then, yung owner's equity, or rather, yung utilities expense is under ng owner's equity. Kaya doon natin siya isusulat sa owner's equity side, yung kanan. Kaya lang, yung utilities expense, as I have told you in our previous discussion, yung expense, lagi siyang nakaka-minus or nakakabawas sa owner's equity. So, we will write utilities expense as a negative number, 5,000. So, balance po yan. So, meron tayong dalawang negative. Yung negative debit, ayan, yung 5,000. Bakit siya negative debit? Kasi nakasulat siya sa debit side, pero may parenthesis siya. So, negative debit. So, pag sinulat natin yung negative debit, credit siya. Yung kabila naman is nakasulat sa credit side, pero negative number. Ayan, may parenthesis. So, isa siyang negative credit. So, isusulat natin siya as a debit. Kaya ang ating entry is debit utilities expense 5,000, credit cash 5,000. Ito po yung entry natin sa baba. So that ends my little presentation about making journal entries. Thank you for your attention, and I hope you learned something from this presentation.